He in jail. Everyone falling like domino. Yeah, I've been killing this. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been with this. Yeah, I've been killing this. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been with this. Yeah, I've been.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The winding road to the Super Bowl continues here in the divisional round, where two teams look to take another step towards the Super Bowl. It's the Bears going up against the Cowboys. With kickoff straight ahead, let's check in with the two men who will be calling tonight's game as we say hello to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. First carry for the tailback, Jeremy Langford. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down following the run. A handoff, Jeremy Langford. And he'll get it out near the 39. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right.
God damn, quarterback. Jesus.
Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first
I need
interception.
to 8 up. Wow.
That hurts. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. One man on the backfield, Elliott. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Gets it to Gordon. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical. Here we go. Let's go.
keep on the ground with Elliott.
I'm a fucked up.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch the football before the hard collision comes afterwards.
Back to throw here.
Oh my God, he fucking sucks, man. Shit.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
My God.
Dallas gets set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in the touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And not great starting field position here for the offense. Defense showing blitz. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Two picks. Hot picks.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. They'll come out in the pistol. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays.
Third and short yardage. Prescott steps away to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. They'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
2 picks thrown in the first quarter alone, nigga. Hell, you, man. First half ain't even started
Something
for
was
real.
wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And we get a peek at the offense and a peek at Alshon Jeffrey.
An absolute matchup nightmare for any defensive back.
Come on, man. Throw this
Size,
shit
speed,
fucked up,
terrific
bro.
hands.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Shit gonna be wide open on the 88. I can feel it. Oh, fuck me, nigga.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete.
Oh, fuck me, nigga. You shit did last time.
Chicago. Their big-bodied receiver. 60 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
He gonna give himself up.
Get set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Oh, my.
And they're going to get this one all the way out.
Come down on the ball, man.
They get 25 yards out of that one. And that leads to a Dallas first down. Again, it's Elliott. Room here to run.
Man, these niggas block so good.
12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of down.
Fuck.
This game's not very far along. He's already found the end zone once, and now he started this drive with another big gain, another first down run. I've got to wonder if I'm the defensive coordinator. What do I do in this situation? It's only the first quarter, but do I go ahead and sell out and try and slow him down and make him beat me another way? Because the risk is if I don't,
Damn.
They go play action here on first down. Caught, Kelsey, left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
so much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Second down now after the pass completion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Prescott now on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Second down throw for Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. They find some open field here. It's a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Come on, let's go. Run 38. Here we go. Run 38. Run 38.
On third down, it's Prescott. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Fourth down, Prescott. Got a man and he
I knew that shit was
10
coming.
yards on the pickup, and on fourth down,
Come on, man.
and move the sticks. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
And the D looking like they may blitz. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Second down, Prescott. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 23 yards on the play.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
And now the offense operates in the red zone. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the offense inside the 5 here at the 4. It's first and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. They come up in an offset eye. They'll bring a tight end in motion. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
You certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
So they held him out on second down, and now here's third and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal?
Let's go, let's go.
is Elliott, and he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Come on, let's go.
They're going to look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. Here's a give to Whitlock, the fullback. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Time to step aside. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Damn, bro.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
He's a bit more
Speed
on him.
there, and it'll be second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they get...
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Gets it to Gordon. A very solid gain of 27. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
That's complete. It's Gordon. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Knocked it off there.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
This shit open everywhere.
Complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you could drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Prescott looks to that.
Oh, come.
This time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Prescott yet again. Nowhere to go here.
That motherfucker, man.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
In motion comes the tight end left. They go back to the air here after the INT on the... And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the wideout in motion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. He's going to look deep down the field. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Out of the gun now on third down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And never mind, Larry. These two teams apparently anxious to get back at it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
On second down, Elliott. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
And the good thing about the top-notch safeties, they can play from deep coverage or they can play close to the line of scrimmage, and the end result is often the same, a big-time play for their defensive team, and that's exactly what we just saw.
So here we go now, an extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep.
Whoa.
Contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
They run the counter now on 1st down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard.
Oh, boy.
Down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
To throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And they're going to speed things up here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Under pressure.
Motherfucker, bro.
DeMarcus
I must
Lawrence
change that shit on the update.
for his 11th sack of the year.
Nah.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs.
Bro.
None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hit as he
Niggas
throws
have
there,
an icon.
incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round. Turn up. Kill. Ohio.
Prescott to throw it. Well, this is and he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Here we go.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves to James.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. His throw incomplete.
I did not pass him.
Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Another pistol look here.
Flex round. Here we go. Flex round. Here we go. Brand 38.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
Let's go, down.
It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Robert Blanton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people.
Fuck this wrong button.
There's always something positive to be gained from it.
The tight end,
like that shit.
the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And able to get this one
Oh,
out just
Rook.
shy of the 25
Let's go,
to the 24.
Rook.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
That's Nation. Shit, man.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
He's got time in the pocket.
Oh my God, I should have threw that bitch.
Jamarcus Lawrence
Fuck.
in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
Damn, why didn't I throw that bitch?
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as they'll set up a throw. And this is complete to Zach Miller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
He ain't
It's
blocking
an
on me.
8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. As they run the counter play. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Okay,
After the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. And quickly, they get to the line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 or 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive. Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw. Finding time. And that is incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play, because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
All or nothing.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Let's go. Let's go. All or nothing.
An incredible play there on 4th down. 42 yards.
All or
And he picked up the first
nothing.
down on a 4th down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped him on 3rd down, or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss.
Oh.
Fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on first down.
Oh, that should get my
Set up
blood
a
boiling.
2nd and 7. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll set up to throw. And this is going
Get in there.
No, they
What?
say it's incomplete. He was looking for Zach Miller as tight end there. And it's 3rd down.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football.
What?
Worked so hard to get his feet down in
These
field.
niggas
Getting
be
his feet on
robbing
that
the
one.
kids, man.
That he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right
Straight
there.
house shit, bro.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the
I know
offense.
fuck they gonna say that's not a fucking touchdown, bro.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost the fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the three. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the fourth quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go. What? 90. What? Let's go. Let's go.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll take this out maybe the 34. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Losing with third down and just a yard to go. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop the shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Let's go. Ryan 38.
On third and 1, here's Prescott. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cowboys. Josh Gordon, 65 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Well, it was third and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on fourth down unless there's a disaster on third. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on fourth down.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Flush to his right. And some room to work. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Ah,
And
God.
complete.
Damn, son.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. They'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And incomplete here on third down.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 10th carry. Time for a break. To finish this one off.
God damn. No, sir.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. Now a play fake here on rush coming, and he's taken down. Rolando McClain in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And able to break. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Here we go.
On third down, it's Prescott. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. Ooh, with a juke. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. Wildcat look. It's Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a third down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here's a direct snap to Elliott. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And this will go out of bounds, so no recovery. And that is how this one will come to an end.
Fucking quarterback. God, man. Fucking terrible. Come on, man. Throw it to the dude. Put it on me. He threw that bitch so far away from me, bro. Look, he ain't even looking at the goddamn receiver. Lord Jesus. Look at this shit. Man, put that bitch on me, bruh. Why you leading the nigga? Put that bitch on a nigga. He made a good play on that, though. That nigga there. No, that was a bad pass. Ooh, throw that bitch up.
kissed the sky. Excuse her while she 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 kissed the sky.
Put away your inhibitions. Let the beast in you just get loose. We all young, wild, and different. We can all get hit from a loop. I know you're terrified about what the future lies, but there's no compromising. It's my way or the highway. We all just slave to lust, hard building, breaking trust. Don't get wild when we come out, like don't get loud when the come out. That's instant. Give up with your friends thing. Tell they bougie, go wait in line with them lame. Talking real rap, tell them break your neck, gon' bust a rhyme. Going down, pass it around. Hey, what with me now? We running wild. Hey, and nobody getting, we on the town. Hey, never come down, I never come down. Lose it. I'm Mike. Lose it. Lose it. I'm Mike. Lose it. Everybody got guilty pleasures. Mine just tend to catch me cases. Handcuffs, police inspections, lawyers, judges, allegations. Turn on your favorite station. You hear the same old song. I feel like dog, I'm about to drop the bomb. Blow one down, pass it around. Hey, what with me now? We running wild. Hey, and nobody getting, we on the town. Hey, never come down, I never come down. Blow one down, pass it around. Hey, what with me now? We running wild. Hey, and nobody getting, we on the town. Hey.
care your nose keep running.